Most people stay broke not because of the economy, not because of bad luck, because of their mindset. They don't think big. Rich people think big, poor people think small. Rich people think big in the sense of that how big is the problem and what is the size of the solution? Like, how can I, with this solution that I have, will it solve it for a large number of people, for that market, a large number of people, right? And another thing is that the idea that they think of in their heads, right? I've seen a lot of CEOs and their thinking processes, right? The ideas that they think inside their head is like when they would communicate it to another person, the other person would be like, yo, bro, you crazy. They will be like, yo, you crazy, right? But it's either two things. It's either one, the idea is really, really good. It's a really, really a good idea. Or two, that the person really is crazy. Like, they truly are crazy. Right? And that's the type of risk taking that you need to have. That's the risk mindset, the type of mentality that you need to get there, to get to those $1 million fix, to get to those six figures, to get to those numbers. That's the type of risk mentality that is needed actually. You need to be a high risk, high reward type of person, right? High risk, high reward. High risk, high loss. But do you really lose anything, like, if you take that big of a risk? If you take that big of a risk, do you really, really lose anything? Right? And that's just what you should consider, right? Rather than putting your time into something that you hate, something that you dislike, something that drains you, right? Why don't you put it into something positive, something that inspires you, something that makes you want to wake up early in the morning, something that drives you, right? Something that motivates you to keep going, to keep pushing, right? To be like, yes, what I am doing is worth it, and what I am doing is going to help society. It's gonna put give a huge impact. It's gonna put a huge impact, positive impact on society. Scarcity thinking is another thing. When you're thinking that what I have now, when you have that scarcity thinking, that's another thing that puts you behind. Right, when you're not aware of the thing that you have currently, when you're not aware that these things, there will always be more. You need to be aware that there will always be more. There will always be something around. So you don't need to be like a scarcity thinking, scarcity mindset. You don't need to do all of that. Right? Fear of taking risks. You're afraid of taking huge risks. You're afraid of failing, but it's okay to fail. Like, we are human. I'm human. You're human, right? There's like close to 8 billion humans on this sphere, and all of them, they failing at something at some point, right? So there's no need to fear that. Just go out there and take those risks. Take those huge risks. Go and take the risk, right? Blaming external factors like the economy or like history or whatever, how you grew up. External factors, you can't really put the blame on external factors, bro. Like, You can't put the blame on where you grow up. You can't put the blame on the government. No, you can't really put the blame on. Those things will make your story greater, actually. Those things, when you put those external factors and those contributing factors, they're actually contributing factors to your story, which your story will be great. Your story will inspire thousands of people. Your story will make you millions, and it will inspire millions. It will inspire a whole generation. When you have these two contributing factors or external factors that are holding you down, like a bad government or a bad upbringing or racism or whatever it is, discrimination or whatever. When you have these type of things part of your story, right, and you continue to push, you continue to not give up, you continue to be persistent, and when you reach success and you mention these external factors and you mention these challenges and you mention these contributing factors that were challenging you on your way up, it will make your story that much greater. It will make the impact much greater, make your influence much greater when you eventually hit the pinnacle. So ignore these external factors. The external factors are there. They did damage to your life. They did damage to your family. But you have to ignore them and keep going. Keep pushing, right? Lack of self-investment, lack of learning new skills, lack of reading books, lack of expounding your knowledge. As a human being, you should constantly be learning. Every year you should be learning something new. Every year you should be reading new books. Every year you should be acquiring a new skill. Get more skills, more skills, more skills. You get more skills and you won't have to worry about the other factors, these other problems. You get more skills and eventually the profit will come. Right? Right. You are broke right now because there is something you don't know. You might lack the experience. Only way to gain experience is by sticking to what you do, sticking to the path that you have chosen. Sticking to the path that you have chosen and being confident in it and just having tunnel vision when it comes to it. That is the way. And eventually, you will find that success. You will find something. You will gain the knowledge in order to go to that next level.